cheapest way to play Crystrons. Let's do this.
It's time to duel!
That's right, we are going to play Crystrons as cheap as possible. This deck is almost free to play, but I can't call it free to play because I want to play Samurai Destroyer and High Speed Droid Puzzle. They are from different boxes. They are optional, you can choose to not play them if you don't have them. Then if you take out those, this deck is free to play. All you have to do is going through Cybernetic Rebellion Box, and when it comes to the deck, we can only play one Sulfefnir because it's the ultra rare from that box. While it's in the hand or in the graveyard, you can discard a Crystron card, either your Crystron entry or your other Crystron monsters, to special summon it from your hand or graveyard to your field, then pop a card you control, which will be then itself or any other card, it's your choice. You can destroy your own Sulfefnir, then it will trigger its effect to special summon any of your Crystrons from your deck. Since this is a 30 card deck and we only have one copy of Sulfefnir, how do we gonna get in the graveyard or in the hand? We are using Sure Knight. When the battle position of this card changes, you can send one water monster from your deck to the graveyard, which can be any monster from this deck. Sending your Fishborg Archer can be a good choice. We will talk about it later. How do we gonna change the battle position of Sure Knight? We are using Labyrinth of Nightmare. Once per turn during each player's end phase, change the battle positions of all face-up monsters the turn player controls, so it will mess up with your opponent's plays too. As you know, Crystrons have Amatrix to change your opponent's battle positions on their turn, so this card will help a lot to get your Sure Knight's effect and also mess up with your opponent's plays. We have Citree and Rion to synchro summon during opponent's turn. Citree says during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, you can target an on-tuner in your graveyard, special summon it, then immediately after this effect resolves, which means your opponent or you can't chain any other effect, synchro summon one machine type synchro monster using that monsters only, which means summoning Rion is impossible with these effects. You can summon it during your opponent's turn, so main targets will be your Amatrix. Amatrix says if it's synchro summoned, you can change all face-up special summoned monsters your opponent controls to defense. When it becomes battle phase, when they attack you, you will activate your Citree, then you will make your Amatrix and change their battle positions. They have no choice but to end their turn. Of course, this is a quick effect. And since Citree is limited on the last ban list, we can only use it at once. That's because Rion is already limited. To play much more tuners, we play Crystron Quan. Quan is different from the other tuners because it special summons from the hand. Main way to make your puzzle will be using your Quan. You can summon Abyssdine, Abysslinde or Smiger from your hand to make your puzzle. And when it comes to Crystrons, they say you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it and special summon a Crystron tuner from your deck. Only monster that doesn't say that is Sulfefnir, and we already talked about that. You can target your own Smiger, destroy it and special summon a Crystron tuner from your deck, which will be your Citree or Rion or your Quan, and make synchro plays during your opponent's turn, get your setup. Also you can banish your Smiger from your graveyard to add your Crystron entry from your deck to your hand. We also play a little bit of Mermails to help the deck. When Abysslinde gets destroyed by battle or card effects, you can special summon your Abyssdine, which will then special summon your Abysslinde back to your field, which will then help your combos much more. And to get Abysslinde on the field, we use Abyssdine, special summon a Mermail from your deck. It will get destroyed during your opponent's next end phase, so your Abysslinde will get destroyed and it will trigger her effects. We also have Rosenix. Again, you can pop it to special summon a Crystron tuner from your deck, and also you can banish it from your graveyard to special summon a Crystron token to your side of the field. We can use that token to make synchro plays, or we can pop that token to summon a tuner from deck, or we can use this card to take control of our opponent's monster. What you are giving to them is 0 attack, 0 defense token. This card says you must choose a face-up normal monster and that token counts as normal monster, so make sure to summon that in attack position, so you will give them 0 attack attack position, they will give them one of their monsters to you. If they only have one monster, they have no choice but to give it. You will attack that 0 attack token and it can be game. To make Rion, we also have to play other level 3 tuners. We have Fishborg Archer. It says, while in the graveyard and you control no monsters during your main phase, you can discard a water monster to special summon it from your graveyard, but destroy all monsters you control at the beginning of this turn's battle phase except for water monsters. That's okay because almost everything is water. Only thing that is not water is Samurai Destroyer and your puzzle, and like I said, they are optional, but at least playing Samurai Destroyer is a must, I think, because this card is really good. And Crystrons quick effects can only synchro summon machine synchro monsters, so I think using them is a good choice. We have a single copy of Night Beam to pop back row. Crystron entry can special summon 2 Crystron tuners, one from hand and one from the graveyard, or you can banish it from your graveyard, target a Crystron you control, send 1 Crystron from your deck to the grave, its level becomes monster you send to the grave. Another way to send your Sulfefnir, and like I said, you can search this card, and again Prasiortle will say destroy a face-up card you control to special summon a Crystron tuner. Also you can banish it from your graveyard to special summon a Crystron monster from your hand. Difference is Citree summons from your grave, Rion summons from your banish pile, and Quan summons from your hand. After you synchro summon with Citree, your synchro materials will get banished. Then you can use Rion to use that banished materials to make a synchro again because it uses your banish pile for your synchro summon. And Quan is normal. The materials you use get sent to your graveyard, but like I said, it summons from your hand. Let's move on to our synchros. Rion, it's hard to summon. It requires 2 or more tuners and a non-tuner. So example to make Rion will be your Quan, your any other level 3 tuner, and a level 5 non-tuner, which can be your Abyssdine or your Sulfefnir. Rion is really good because on summon it will target up to 3 monsters in your opponent's graveyard and on their field and banish them. Also when it gets destroyed, you can special summon a banished monster either from your opponent's banish pile or from your banish pile. Again, really good, but it's hard to make, like I said. And Abyssdine, when gets destroyed by battle or card effect, can target a Crystron in your graveyard and special summon it. Other than that, like I said, it can change your opponent's monster's battle positions. You will summon it on their turn. Samurai Destroyer, when battles, your opponent cannot activate any card effects. Also, it will negate the effects of the monster it battles. Dolphin and Gungnir isn't a machine type. Again, they will be hard to summon if you have already used your Crystrons effect. Crystrons has a drawback. They say after you use their effect to pop them and special summon a tuner from your deck, for the rest of the turn you can special summon any other monsters from your extra deck besides machine type synchro monsters. So Gungnir, you can discard up to 2 cards to target the same number of cards your opponent controls and destroy them. And last but not least, Puzzle says at the start of the damage step, if it battles with your opponent's monster that was special summoned, you can make its attack doubled. We are using it because it's the only level 4 machine synchro in the game at the moment. And our skill is optional, to be honest. You can play any skill that places a face up or face down card on your field. Basically, I'm using Silent as Water. Silent as Water will place a field spell that boosts your water monsters by 500. You can use it after you lose 1000. Using Umi would be good if you would use Citadel Veil, but that card is completely from a different box. So this is what I recommend you to play and I am playing. If you don't have this skill, like I said, you can play any other skill that places a card on your field. That's it for now. I'm gonna show you one live duel to show how to use your toggle, because it's important to make your toggle on during your opponent's main phase while you have Citree or your Rion. Let's go. He's using Master of Destiny, probably Desperado Barrel Dragon deck. Discard Machine Fortress, then special summons it. What we can do, let's just set the Abysslinde. Now Abyssline will summon your Abyssdine, which will then summon your Abyssline back to your field. We will reduce its attack unless he does something, activates Karma Cut. Creature Seizure. We could activate it if we had Rosenix in the graveyard already to make token and steal his machine. Activate Rosenix. We will activate Rosenix, summon a token. Then we will activate Seizure, give our 0 attack token to him and steal his monster. It's Black Salvo. I could make Synchro if we already had the Dolphin in our deck. Let's set this. I couldn't show how Citree and the other things work. All you have to do is set your toggle to on during your opponent's main phase. Check out the other gameplays. If you don't know how to use your toggle, we can make a guide in the future. As always, thanks for watching and see you soon.